Okay, let's go to our reading notes book. Oops. Page 7. All right, let's start with the first line. And I will just have you play for me until the girls get here. We'll just do all of page 7 together.
Play up a third. Wait, no, up a third. Up a third. Down a fifth. Up a third. Up a second. Down a fourth. I forgot what those are.
Unison. I know, it's weird. Perfect.
Play down a fourth. Down a second. Up a second. Up a second. Up a second. Down a third. Down a second.
Perfect.
Now this one. So where should I put my...
Which fingers?
Yeah, it's middle eight.
Probably a forefinger is what I would do.
On it, okay. Play, up a second, down a third, down a second.
Down a, not a down a second.
Oh, wait, yeah, down a third again, right?
Uh-huh. Good job.
Fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Up a second, down a fifth, up a fourth.
Perfect.
And this one. So play down a fourth, up a fifth.
Mm-hmm.
Down a third, down a second, down a second, up a fifth, down a second.
Hello?
Yep.
Good, how are you, Jason?
Yes, I think we got, yeah, that was good. I don't know if we started on the right note, but that's okay.
Play up a fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Second, down a third.
Unison.
Unison. Down a second, no, third. Up a fifth. Down a second.
Perfect. All right, last one.
30, is that going to be too late?
Up a second. Up a second.
Okay.
Up a third. Down a fourth.
Okay, thank you,
Down a
Jason.
second. Unison.
Okay.
Up a fifth.
Perfect. All right, I'm just going to text the girls real fast to make sure they didn't forget. Okay. Okay, good job, Holden. That's sounding really good. Okay. I'm going to just keep going. They're going to have to rewatch the recording because I don't want to waste our time with just waiting because we have lots of new things to learn today. So we're going to go on in our notes reading book. So pages 8. Do you have pages 8 and 9? Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to teach you, there's 6 regions on the piano that we have our groups of notes, okay? And on this paper, we're going to write them down, okay? And we're going to look for the patterns, okay? These 6 regions, we're going to call them our 6 C's. C as in cat, okay? So, and we're going to memorize where these are on the piano and on the paper, okay? These are going to be our reference notes, okay? So when we're looking at a piece of sheet music and we wonder, I don't know what that note is, we will remember where our 6 C's are, and then from there, we'll find the note we're looking for. So here we go. I'm going to draw it out for you on this paper so that you can copy it, because mine is already written and it's really small. So Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have my bass clef and my treble clef. All right, so here we go. This is going to be the first one that I'll give you. You're going to draw 2 leisure lines. This is what we call leisure lines. And if you look at page 9, it explains ledger lines. Okay, ledger lines are lines that we have to write in above the already written staff lines. Okay, the staff lines are the 5 lines that are written all the way through. Okay, you see that? In the treble clef, there's 5, and in the bass clef, there's also 5. But ledger lines are when we have to write a line above, or a couple lines, or 3 lines or 4 lines. You can write as many lines as you need to. They don't usually go super high or super low though. Okay, that's what ledger lines are called. Does that make sense? Okay, so our first C that we're gonna write, we have to write 2 ledger lines below our bass clef. Okay, so go ahead and write 2 ledger lines below, just 2 little dashes, and then we're gonna put the note on the last ledger line. So this right here. Just like that. I'll just show you because. Okay, this is called low C, okay? Low C, because it's really low on the piano. And you can go ahead and write that next to that C. And I'm gonna show you where it's at on the piano in a sec, but we're gonna write it out first. Okay, so we have low C. The next C that we are gonna do, we're gonna count 2 spaces from the bottom of our staff in bass clef. Okay, 1, 2. It's on the second space from the bottom. See that? This is called bass C. Okay, bass C. And to be honest, there's 2 ways to spell bass. One is bass and one is bass. So let's see. Let me just look up which one it is because I am not good at spelling. Bass. Hang on. I want to tell you how to spell it right so that you will know for the rest of your life and not make dumb mistakes. Bass clef. Okay, bass clef is spelled B-A-S-S. Okay. Bass clef, not the base of something. Okay, I think bass and bass are actually spelled the same way. But one's a fish and one is a C. So, okay, so there we go. That's bass C. Okay, so then the next C that we're gonna do, we're gonna draw 1 ledger line above the bass clef sign, and then put it on that. You see that? Okay, this one's called middle C. So, middle C. Okay. Yay, the girls joined us. Okay, I gotta rewrite this. Girls, we are in our reading notes book. Did you guys get the book? Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Liz, did you guys get the reading notes book? Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said because my computer was muted.
Oh, it's okay. Did you guys buy the reading notes book?
1 second.
Okay. So while you're doing that. Okay, so then the next one after this. Oh, go ahead. You did? You printed it?
She says she bought it, but I don't think she printed it out.
Do you have it printed out?
Is it printed out, Mom?
Okay, not printed out.
We'll have
Okay.
to do it on the mini iPad again.
Okay, so this one, you actually do need a piece of paper and a pencil then, because we have to write. If you can have your mom print the book off as soon as possible. In this book, we have to write a lot in it.
Mhm.
So, go ahead. I want all you girls to go get a piece of paper and a pencil. It's preferably a blank one, because you have to write your own staff paper on it. But I might actually just have you watch the recording of this first part and go back and learn it, okay? Because me and Holden are already halfway through. So, okay, so just hang tight. If you don't understand this next part, I'm going to explain to Holden. It's okay. I'm recording this part, so I'm going to have you guys go back and rewatch the first 15 minutes of class, okay? So, I guess you don't need to get a piece of paper and pencil, because you'll be able to just do it when you watch the recording. Okay, so the next one, Holden, now we're going up into our treble clef, okay? And we're gonna count from the top, we're gonna count 2 spaces down. So it's gonna be on the second space from the top instead of the second space from the bottom. And this one's called this one's treble C, okay? So, treble C. I'm pretty sure it's spelled T-R-E-B-L, treble C. Okay, then we just have one last C that we have. And just kind of like we did in the base C, we drew 2 ledger lines below. This time we're gonna do 2 ledger lines above and then put it on the top one, like that. Okay, and that one is our high C, okay? Okay, so girls, this is called our our 6 regions of the piano, okay? Or we also can call them our 6 C's. And Holden, if you're counting them right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're like, wait, where's number 6? In your book, they actually have you write 2 middle C's. So just like how you put 1 ledger line above and you put that one as middle C, up here for treble, it's 1 ledger line below and that one's middle C. And they're actually the same note. So that's why I didn't write them separately, because middle C and bass clef is the same as middle C and treble clef. They kind of just come together, if that makes sense. Okay, so girls, if you want to, you can get a piece of paper and pencil and like look at this and write it down. It might be kind of hard though, so you can just rewatch the recording. But okay, Holden, I want you to look at, and girls, if you see it as well, if you can see this okay, are there any patterns that you notice from the treble clef C's and the bass clef C's? Can you see any similar patterns? Yes, Corinne. What do you see?
I see that the treble ones are always on a space instead of a line.
Sort of. Actually, that's not true, because these ones are treble and that one's a treble and those are in lines. But the ones inside the lines here, that is on a space. Yes, Holden. But good thinking, Corinne.
Down at bass, it's too low. Treble, it's too high.
Okay, there we go. That's a good one. Okay, so Holden is pointing out that bass C down here, it's 2 from the bottom, 2 spaces from the bottom, and treble C up here is 2 spaces from the top. Yes, Holden.
Those lines we drew, too, are too high and too low.
Yep, okay. The other thing that Holden's pointing out is for low C, which is down here, and high C, which is up here, they are both 2 ledger lines above or below the staff. Okay. Okay, so that's basically the patterns that we see. Something else that you could do, if you like cut this, or if this was a paper that you could fold in half, you could fold it in half like this. Say that, I don't know, have you ever done those paintings where like you paint something on one side and then you fold it in half and then open it up and they're like mirror images of each other? Well, it's something like that. So if I were to just write this side of my staff and I folded it in half and then opened it, it would be a mirror image of it. So that's something else you can look at. Okay. All right. The other thing I want to point out is this middle C right here. Okay. The bass clef and treble clef, they actually merge. They start to merge together as soon as you hit this middle guy. And really what you could do is just draw one more line like this. So you have 5 staff lines right here to make treble, and you have 5 staff lines right here to make the bass. And then really they're only connected by one other line, which is middle C. Okay, but we don't write it that way. So what I mean is like, does that make sense how that line's stuck together? So then after this middle C, the next one's up a second from middle C is D. In the bass clef, it's going to look like this. If it's D, you're going to have the first, that middle line there, and you're going to draw above it. And it's going to look like this in bass clef. And in treble clef, that D is going to look like this. But they're the same note, you see? You just imagine that there's a line right there, putting them together. But anyways, as the more you read notes and understand, that will make sense. That's how they merge together, okay? Okay, so now I just need to show you guys on the piano where these different C's are, okay? And this is very important, very, very important. We have to memorize these. So here we go. We're gonna start with middle C, okay? Middle C is right here, smack dab in the middle of our piano. And it's the one that is a ledger line above and a ledger line below. On either a ledger line above bass clef, a ledger line below treble, okay? That one's middle. Okay, we're gonna go down the piano now. Okay, so the C below middle is bass. This is the one that is 2 spaces from the bottom in bass clef. That's what gives it away. You know, it's bass C because it's in bass clef. Okay? Okay, so does that make sense? The next note down, that one's low C because it's really low. And on our staff paper, it's the one that's 2 ledger lines below the staff. Okay, it's the lowest one you see. There are more notes, like there's another C down here. Low, low C, right? But we would have to write lots of ledger lines down to get to that C. So, okay, so we have low, bass, middle. Okay, then we're gonna go up now. This one's treble because it's in treble clef. That's what gives it away. It's in the treble clef zone. This one's the one that's 2 spaces from the top. Okay, treble clef zone. Okay, you can't see it on my piano, but I'm just going up to the next C up because my thing doesn't reach that high. That one is high C. That's 2 ledger lines above the staff. Okay, and then you also have 2 more C's above this one. This could be high, high C and really high C if you wanted to, but we're just gonna go up to high C, okay? Okay, does that make sense? Girls, if you're confused, it's okay because you missed the first 15 minutes. So you'll just have to go back and rewatch it. But if you're not, good. But Holden, does it make sense to you? Okay. We need to memorize these. Okay. So I expect you to, girls, to print your books off. You'll need 3 different books for each of you. So print off 3 different books. And on page 8 I want you to write this down. So I'm going to stop the recording because you don't have to watch the whole class, just this far. But I'm going to show you guys this. I didn't have middle C on there, but there is there. So I'm going to stop it though, and you guys can go back and rewatch this.